about the entire situation because I held back in my diary sessions for obvious reasons that are clearly not helping me right now. On the night of this altercation between Naledi and I, Naledi, myself, and Salome were outside the club and we had to leave. I could not leave because I needed to make sure that my 19-year-old brother, who had just gotten to Cape Town about 2 weeks ago, was safe. I'm the one that told him, no, come, we're all at the club, you know, whatever. And I needed to make sure that he was okay to go back home. So they kept saying, no, let's go. And I'm like, guys, listen, I can't go, but I need to make sure that Kia is okay. Okay? Let's go now, let's go. Guys, I can go, but I need to make sure that Kia is okay. Naledi then turns to say, F Kia. So she literally goes, nah, F Kia. And immediately, as any older sister would, I went, okay? In his face, by the way, in his presence, a 19-year-old. She said that, and I said bye to my younger brother, let him go, and then I went to her calmly and I said, while we're still outside, and I said, I don't appreciate what you just said in front of Kia. That was not good. And imagine, how would you feel if I said F Katleho? And she's like, it's not Katleho. I said, how would you feel if I said F Katleho? And she said, it's not Katleho, it's Katleho. And I said, that's not the point that I'm trying to make here. The point I'm trying to make is, as my friend swearing at my sibling is not something you should be doing. I don't see where you get the grounds to do that. You understand? Fine. She says, I'm not doing this with you. She gets in the car. I'm like, okay, no problem. Get in the car, Tato, and I'm telling everybody in the car how really, really pissed off I am because I don't know why, as my friend, you would do that. No problem. Get to the house. Go to my lady's room very calmly, and I'm just like, listen, I want to speak to you. I'm not, and her response is, I'm not going to talk to you. And I said, okay, well, I don't appreciate the way in which you said F my bra. Before I could finish my sentence, she then goes to say, no, but you said F Katleho. And I said, no. I said, how would you feel if I did? Nonetheless, she goes on, doesn't let me get a word in. She goes on and on and on. I'm like, Naledi, if you let me speak, you'll see that I'm not here to attack you. I'm just here to tell you I don't appreciate what you said about my brother. This can be a very simple conversation between two friends where I can tell you how I felt. You say sorry. You tell me that you don't appreciate that I made an example. I say sorry. You know what I'm saying? Fine. Eventually, she's going on and I'm like, just let me speak, bruh. If you let me speak, you'll see that I'm actually not trying to attack you. No problem. She goes and she decides she wants to call Salome. I'm like, I don't see the need to call Salome because this is a conversation between two friends and we can really just talk about it. Call Salome. Bring Salome in. Salome's just like, Salome Abato is confused obviously because she's just like, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what's going on. Why is this such a big deal? She doesn't want to let anybody get a word in. I'm like, you know what, Salome, it's fine. Let's let her speak. She's like, I don't appreciate that. Don't do that. Get out of my room. So I'm like, Nale, I can't say. I'm your friend. You and I are friends. Out of everybody in this house, you and I are actually friends. And I think what rubbed me off the wrong way more than anything is that earlier that day, we'd had a conversation about how I felt that she wasn't present enough for me as a friend, and she'd admitted it and she apologized. And I thought we were going to a greater, journey as friends. Nonetheless, she then goes on to say, no, get out of my room, get out of my room, get out of my room. She's screaming. And I'm like, let me speak. Literally anybody and everybody in the house can attest to the fact that if there's one sentence I said 7 million times in that entire argument is, if you let me speak, let me speak, let me speak, let me speak. Fine, we're going on. Now we're arguing, right? These things, we're arguing. And I'm telling her, at some point I'm even like, no, you're used to your friends giving up on you. I'm not going to give up on you as your friend. I just want to talk to you. We're going on and it's a back and forth. And, at some point she's like, no, and I'm like, dude. But obviously we're not going to get there because there's no need. Back and forth, argument. She's telling everybody, get her away from me. And I'm just there like, dude, let me speak. You'll see that I'm not attacking you. I just want to tell you that I don't appreciate what you said about my brother. Just let me speak. At some point, she leaves the room, and I'm following her like, dude, just let's talk. You and I are friends. Why are it seeing it? It's embarrassing. Go to the other room, and she takes a seat. She sits down, and I go at her level. So she's sitting on the chair, and I go on her level, right? And immediately as I'm about to speak, Naledi then decides to do what? She puts her hand on my face, slaps me across the face, and pushes me back. Cool? Sit back. Now, I could have done one of two things at that point. I could have either, in response, hit her back, or just left it alone. At this point, I'm already really pissed off at the fact that I'm acting out of character. Also, in the system, so we're both very mad. Everything is going crazy. And so what happens then is I immediately say, Tato Munseng, and she gets out of the room. And as she's getting out the room, she's like, I told you guys to get this bitch away from me. Fine. I get in my room. Obviously, at that point, I'm distressed. Also, I have a very, I was very triggered because getting to physical altercations is something that's very triggering for me for my own personal reasons, right? And at that point, I was in my room the entire evening. I did not get out of my room. I was just very confused, if I'm being honest. And I'm not trying to make myself sound like, Nana lady, we were having an argument, which is what I said in that voice note that was leaked, right? We were having an argument. It was an argument. But the argument started because you said if my little brother, a 19-year-old, for no reason whatsoever, when I addressed it with you, you chose to not let me speak. And then furthermore, you went and you did what you did. And at that point, of course, because, nonetheless, I did not leave the room until the next day when Tato came to come and get me. Eventually, I left the room, I got downstairs, and she said, when you come back, I'd like to speak to you. I said, okay, cool, no problem. At some point in the morning, she hugs me and she says, I'm sorry for yesterday, but I'd like us to speak properly. I said, okay, cool, no problem. Eventually then we leave, whatever. I hear Ariana, she's leaving Cape Town, and I'm like, listen, I don't think you should leave. Because guys, at this point, if I'm being very honest, and Naledi knows this because her and I have spoken about it, at this point, the way in which she was reacting to me just wanting to simply address her was very concerning for me as a friend. I was very much like, that did not look like, you looked like you were acting from a point of trauma. Like, it didn't look like you were actually angry about what's happening. It looked like something else that you're angry about. Which is why I was like, you know what, I actually also, as your friend, want to understand. Do you understand? She talks to me, she apologizes, whatever, we squash it. Obviously, at that point, I'm just like, you know what, it's cool. It's whatever. I'm hurt, yes. I'm angry, yes, because there was no reason for things to get physical. There was no reason for things to even become a fight of any sort. Now, what I do want to say is the only reason that I am on this live right now speaking about this thing, it makes me so mad that I have to talk about this because it's making me act out of character. I am not somebody who likes to attract drama. I'm not somebody who likes to even be involved in drama. That night as is made me act out of character, having myself screaming across the house with everybody there. I am only addressing this because there's a voice note that was leaked, right? That makes it seem as though I was saying that no, you and I didn't get into a physical altercation. We were in an argument, so it was an equal fight. I do not appreciate my character being questioned. I do not appreciate my character being insulted. I am very disappointed above all else because out of everybody, I have been by Naledi's side, even after that altercation. Naledi called me last week when the first episode came out, and she was very, very upset. And she said to me, I'm going to make a video. And I said to Naledi, I don't advise you make that video because it could come back to bite you. She said, I'm going to make a video because I feel like I have to defend myself. I said, okay, but I'm advising against it. Everybody was shocked. Why? And I was like, guys, like, her and I aren't friends, yeah? But if somebody says they need me and I once cared for them, it is what it is. I'm going to be there for them. You know what I'm saying? I advised her against making the video. She made it. I said then further to her that if you're going to make the video, I advise that you do talk about the altercation, but please do not talk about it in too much detail because I am currently working on shows. I am currently working with brands. I do not want bad PR over something that happened months ago, over something that does not matter. And I do not want my entire brand to be messy over something that Nalo and Narubulekayona is finished. So if you're going to address it, you can. And please make sure that you do mention what you did and that you were wrong so that you don't look like you're victimizing yourself when the episodes come out. I gave my advice. All that can be done is for the advice to be taken and used or to be ignored. She made the video. Cool. Then 2 days earlier, last week, Saturday, when the third episode came out, Naledi sent me a message the day after asking me, how are you feeling? And I sent her that voice note saying, I'm okay, I'm just really mad, which this is something I also addressed with the house members, that our fight is being sensationalized. And by that I meant, our fight is being made a joke when everybody else in the house did not know the context of why it even got there. Nobody in the house knows how triggering it was for both of us. That's what I meant by sensationalized, is that it's being made to seem like when it was actually a very emotional fight that got physical for no reason. That is what I meant in the voice note. And I am so mad that it is being used in this moment to make it look as though I went and lied about how really? You know? But nonetheless, That is what I meant in the voice note. Now, Lily then went and called me. We spoke on the phone and we spoke about how unappreciative we are about how everybody's making a big deal out of something that was very sensitive to both of us. Right? Fine. I could go further on to say there's a lot that's happened in this situation when Lily's character was brought out that has put her in a very jeopardizing position in context to her work. And I did not like seeing that because I do not like seeing that for people. She asked me if the two of us could please release a statement to make it clear that we have hashed whatever has happened and there is clarity. I said, you know what? Considering the position that you're in, I do not mind doing that. But then I gave it some thought. And the thought was that I have intentionally chosen to not speak about this matter thus far because I do not want it having attention. I do not want to have to relive that situation. I do not want to have bad PR when I have so much on the line over something that really does not deserve to make me lose my entire job. And I had thought about it and I sent her a message. I said, I had thought about it and I would really prefer to not say anything. I would prefer to not say anything because it's going to make me relive the situation. And I believe that what I said in the diary is what I'm going to say in the statement anyway. So I don't think I want to release a statement. As much as it might help you, but it's actually not going to benefit me, is what I thought to myself. And I sent her this message and she said, that does suck, but I understand and thank you for giving me a heads up. And I said, okay, I hope everything works out well. Ketsoa fruhu na ledi unfollowile. Kijiga lefte na ledi unsedi voice note or didn't say somebody. Kijiga right, do you guys understand? So I'm just in a position where I'm really mad that I have to do something that I've made very clear I do not want to do. But above all else, I am so hurt. I'm so hurt that you, as my friend, did what you did. I forgave you. Our friendship could never be the same, but I forgave you. I was by your side when all of this drama was happening. When you were being dragged on the TL, I was advising you. Me. The one person who nobody would expect to advise. So much that my friends were even shocked. I was advising you. Helping you, telling you how you can get through this whole thing without jeopardizing yourself. I tried to sympathize with you. You admitted that you know what you did was wrong. And I appreciated that. You apologized. But I do not understand why you cannot just take accountability without having to make my character be questioned. I am not insulting Naledi, guys. This is not me trying to throw jabs at Naledi. This is not me trying to get Naledi dragged. Okay? I would not do that for somebody I once cared for. And she knows that. Naledi knows very well that I would not try to tarnish her brand because I cared for her. But the problem becomes when I have shared to you what is on the line for me. And because I chose to not make a statement that would compromise me and benefit you, there is all of a sudden a leaked voice note. All of a sudden our fight was equal. All of a sudden I struggle to respect somebody who will stoop low to protect themselves and forget about what everybody else has done for them. I am hurt. I've tried to omit from talking about the situation, but I had to address it. Because at the end of the day, umotona, umuholo, you knew what you were doing, you knew what you did. If you continue to not take accountability in life, guys, unfortunately, you're going to lose out on a lot of things. All I can do from this point on is wish Naledi the best and hope that all of her things get mash up. And really, above all else, hope that she finds healing. And hope that she finds strength and stability around those around her. I do not appreciate the way in which she has treated our friendship thus far. and I do not appreciate the way in which she has gone to do what she has done. And I very much hate the fact that I'm talking about this right now. I'm not going to address this again. I'm not to speak of this again. I would like to not be attached with anything to do with this trauma.